Just because I didn't remind you, don't think I forgot. Just because it ain't happened yet, don't think that it's not.
Hey yo, what it do? It's your boy J. Lou, and you are just in time for something true. Alright, in today's video, the video that a lot of you guys have been waiting on. Now, I know it's been a long time. If you watched the previous video that I just dropped about the reason why I left WTBD, this is just simply a separate video. But with this video, I had to make this video because I decided to leave the Facebook wave pages a long time ago, right? I thought that by leaving the Facebook wave pages, a lot of this stuff that's going on, maybe it was going on just because I was present on the pages and I was engaging with these people. And what I'm going to get into today is going to touch on subjects that is going to come together at the end of the video. So with that being said, let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into it. So when it comes to my decision to leave the wave pages, with everything in mind, if you are somebody who, when you first joined, everybody was cool with you when you was a nobody, then you join a team, and then all of a sudden, people that had beef with the people that created the team now have beef with you, and whatever you can call it, it's not really beef, but they feel some type of way towards you just because you are a part of a team and you have no earthly idea what's going on. And then all of a sudden you have your team members that's supposed to have your back coming against you. That's just the beginning of it. What a lot of people don't understand is when I turn that collab down, people don't understand the repercussions of turning a narcissist down. There's only going to be a few people I'm going to mention by name. The main person is going to be 360Jeezy. Now, the sad thing about this is when I first came into the game, I was naive about a lot of stuff, but I wasn't dumb, right? I was very aware that there are people that try to use others. So when it comes to identifying and noticing different roles and personality types and things of that nature, I was like, okay, yeah, this person is a people pleaser. This person is quote unquote a bully or whatever you want to do, or this person is whatever, right? If you don't know how to discern the room that you in, what kind of person are you? I'm not gonna say man, because women have to know how to do it as well, but I specifically want to speak to men on this video. If you're a man and you don't know how to walk into a room and be able to identify what kind of people you're dealing with, how will you be able to grow in life, right? So the thing that saved me in this situation, the reason why I didn't end up like a lot of these other YouTubers, y'all have seen them over the years. There's been several people that popped up, and there's always been one person that's always got into it with every single one of them. But the first thing we need to understand is when it comes to the Facebook wave pages, they're very political. It's not a community. It's not a brotherhood. With that being said, this goes into a principle of one thing I've always lived my life by. There's going to be 80% of people that's always going to be on the fence. They're going to be in the middle, right? There's going to be 10% of people that will love you no matter what you do. You could go out there and do some heinous stuff, and they're going to love you no matter what. They're going to make an excuse and,
nah, man, like, I'm pretty sure he had a reason why.
But then there's going to be 10% of people that's going to hate you no matter what you do. You could find a cure to cancer and AIDS in the same day, and they still going to be like,
nah, man, but this, da 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 da.
Right? So me coming into the wave game, I already had an understanding of that before I ever joined the wave pages or even started my YouTube channel. So when this stuff started going on, I started identifying the type of people that I was dealing with. And it just so happens that because of my background, because of being an engineer, my mindset works. And one of the things about this that people don't understand is I have what they call photographic memory. So when it comes to these truth about y'all be thinking that I'll be keeping this stuff. That's not the case. It's just everybody is born with a unique set of skills and abilities and things of that nature. And I just so happen to be gifted with these certain things that help me be able to speak about these things, right? So long story short, that's a lot of fluff. That's a lot of disclaimer. we get into the wave pages. I start identifying people. I start going through the things that I start going through. If you want to know more about it, I've made several videos. I'm probably going to make this as a playlist. Truth about the wave game. You can watch every single video if you want to get the details of what took place. After I decided to leave WTVD, one of the things that really happened was once you have people that already didn't like you because you was a part of the team, then you have people on the team that don't like you before you even left, and then you leave and they definitely don't like you. Then what happened after that was the people, the first group of people that didn't like me because I was on the team, they start trying to do even more stuff, right? And the way that the pages are set up, like I said, is very political. So when Jeezy decided to come back to Elite Spins, which is one of the Facebook wave pages, what happened was he used to get bullied all the time back in the day and clowned and made fun of, to where the admins was like, whoa,
okay, we can't keep going in the same direction.
And they start trying to change things and they start adding people as admins. One of the admins that they added, I'm not gonna mention their name, but they cuffed for this dude like he their child. And when they added that admin, every single person that said anything about Jeezy start getting blocked. They start getting deleted. They start getting muted. There was a previous admin, most of y'all that's already in the community know his name was Baldy. There was a time period where they lied on this dude. And they kicked this dude, smeared his name, made a complete fabrication. They didn't kick him off the page. He ended up leaving because he was like,
I'm not dealing with this. You guys are trying to cuff and protect one individual while allowing this one individual to treat people like crap. I'm out of this, right?
Fast forward, at this time I was just chilling, playing on the scene, and I started seeing these things take place. I was cool with Baldy, still cool to him to this day. He told me everything that took place, everything that went on. I went to the admins. I was like, yo, man, what's up? Why is the direction of this going this way? They didn't want to say it, but ultimately, one of the admins said something like,
oh, we're living in an era of clout, and we gotta get with it, and blah, 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 blah.
So the direction of the page start focusing on
who can bring us the most attention to help us bring our page up and elevate our page.
So anybody that they felt did not do that or felt that would limit anybody that they wanted to bring to the page, they would boot those people and they would mute those people. And it got to the point to where when Jeezy decided to come back on the page, he started doing the same stupid shenanigans that he always do, coming after everybody for no reason, thinking that it's jokes and blah, doing all this stupid stuff, right? At that time I was still on the page, they started having these little campaigns, and I said, man, you know what? I'm gonna try to do something that just to test the waters, right? So I ran for 2 campaigns. I ran for veteran and I also ran for most petty. Now the difference is a lot of people nowadays think they petty, but they not. They disrespectful, right? Petty of what's understood on the pages is how much can you violate a person and they take it and then you just say, oh, I'm just being petty. That's not what petty is, right? So when I ran for petty, I was making fun of myself. I was just doing little silly stuff on the pages and things of that nature. Jeezy decides to step into that realm and try to do the petty thing. One of the reasons why I wanted to make this video is in a follow-up of the Truth About the Wave Game video, people was expecting a response. There wasn't a public response on YouTube. There were several responses that was on Facebook. Dude went live on Facebook several different times, right? And I'm gonna show y'all some of the clips. But when I was doing the whole petty thing, it got to a point to where I was like, this dude really coming at me and trying to be funny about the situation. Now, my posts are getting a lot more engagement. That does something to your ego, right? So long story short, I ended up winning both of the campaigns. One thing that I noticed out of that whole situation, the reason why I did it was to see what engagement was received the most. What I noticed was on my veteran post, which was purely wave stuff. Hey, if you're trying to get a better crown, these are the secrets that you need to do, da 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 da. Those would not get no type of engagement. If I had a petty post, everybody and their mama showed up. And I was like, people on these pages, that's what they gravitate towards. So a lot of times people join these pages thinking that,
yo, man, I got dope ways, I'm gonna post up, blah, blah, blah.
You're not getting no type of love. You're not getting no type of respect unless you sucking up. if you're not on a team, or if you're not within a group, or if you're not associated with somebody that's already known, they not gonna respect you. And they gonna tell you some BS like,
you gotta learn how to move on a page
and all this stupid stuff. That's the political way to say,
hey, until you start being and operating and moving the way that we want you to move, we're not gonna respect you.
And I'm the kind of person where I give respect from day one. The only thing that happens is you do things that make me not want to respect you, right? I'm like the opposite. So being on these pages, over the time, people done things that made me lose respect. And I was like, bro, I can care less about these individuals, right? What took place was, what a lot of you guys didn't know, at the time that Jeezy wanted to collab with me, what happened was I was getting messages from top waivers. A lot of people wanted me to talk about this. I was getting messages from top waivers.
Yo, man, if you want promotion, then just let me know.
He would reach out and say that. And I was like, bro, like, why are you asking me if I want promotion? You've been promoting me for a long time period. I was cool with the dude when he had about 6,000 followers on his page, 20,000 followers on his page. I've helped host events. I've even participated in events to help build his page up. All of this stuff was for free. He never charged me then. So when he came to my inbox saying,
yo, if you want free promotion, da 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 da.
And I was like, bro, like, what is this free promotion you talking about? He then goes on to say,
you have to pay $800.
Or what? It was some astronomical, some stupid, crazy amount of money to get posted on his page. And like I said, at the time, it was only 20,000 people on his page. So I'm like, bro, I'm a numbers dude. I'm an engineer. Nah, that don't make sense. I'm not about to pay for your rent just because you want to try to take advantage of me. And I knew that he was not charging the other YouTubers that have more subscribers than me. So when Jeezy reached out to me about the collab thing at the end of the live, you can't see the comments, but I asked him, I said, hey, yo, what's up with this top waiver situation, bro? Is he trying to charge you? And he goes on to say,
nah, man, he's not charging me.
And I think he said something along the lines of,
but I'm gonna have to get with you about that.
The conversation that I had with him at the time period was that they was doing stuff and creating this little inner circle group or whatever the case is, and they was getting free promotion out of it because people was going to his page because he was using their name, etc., etc. This dude started reaching out to me about, he had a t-shirt he was trying to sell. So I was like, all right, pay for the shirt. He reached out to me in my inbox. I paid for the shirt. Long story short, never got the shirt. He had a product coming out. He wanted me to do a free product review. Never. I was like, bro, you keep coming to me about stuff. And at the end of the day, when I say no, all of a sudden it's an issue. So when I turned that collab down, that ramped it up even more because they have this inner circle and they plan things before they post it. And ultimately, that's one reason why you will not see any of my content on Top Waivers page now. But back then, they posted me all the time, right? I can post screenshots left and right. They post me all the time. But when you don't play the game that they want you to play, these are the little blackballing techniques that they will try to do. A lot of people will say,
man, bro, you should have way more subscribers, dog. Like, why don't you have more?
I'm proud of where I'm at because the thing is, my page is the only page that's truly built from the ground up. I never had nobody come in and help boost my page, right? I don't have no Instagram pages that follow or that promote anything, any of the things that I do, right? So when people say,
oh man, you only got 50,000 subscribers.
Bro, every single subscriber that I have, I earned it. I would have way more if these dudes wasn't acting like a bunch of, I don't even want to say it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And like I said, when I turned that collab down, Jeezy is the type of person where he goes behind the scenes and he just badmouths you, right? And he uses the Facebook wave pages to do this kind of stuff. So I sat back for an entire year of this dude. Every single time I make a video, he go live. But he does it in a way to where most people don't notice it. So when I finally made the truth about the wave game video, a lot of people, it's so funny that there's more engagement and support saying people like that video than there are for people about the copycat video. And the copycat video has actually more views than the truth about the wave game video. So that let me know that a lot of people see what's going on and it resonates with them, right? So when this stuff is taking place, I'm sitting back like, bro, I'm trying to be cool about this. I'm trying to be respectful about this. And this dude is acting like a little kid. And if you guys don't know anything about narcissists love to do this. They love to try to trigger you. They love to try to find somebody that they focus on and try to make fun of or whatever the case is, because they're like leeches. They leech onto other people's energies. And one thing that you guys don't know is that if you are an empath, you may feel like,
man, why do I always attract people that are narcissists, right?
It's because empaths try to feel what other people feel and give them energy. Empaths are known as healers, right? But where this dude messed up is he didn't know what kind of empath that I am, right? There's different type of, most people don't even know that there's different type of empaths, right? So the empath that I am, I don't tolerate that kind of stuff. I can see what's going on and I'm very objective about it. I don't allow my feelings or my respect toward the person to cloud my judgment. So the worst person that a narcissist can ever meet is an empath like me. The reason why is because when it comes down to it, I can sense why these people are doing what they're doing. One of the main reasons why Jeezy hates me is because he cannot come out on camera and speak the way that I do publicly without bashing somebody, without putting somebody down. The reason why I make these videos publicly is so people can see everything that I'm doing and saying, challenge it, and if I'm wrong, then it's something that can be contested. But this guy, because he knows he doesn't have any solid ground to stand on, goes to the communities where he has all these other people basically fighting for him. Anytime he says something wrong and somebody challenges him and says,
bro, why you coming?
They get booted. So they created this little community on these wave pages to where if you say anything about him, you're going to get booted or muted. I remember there was a time period, there's one waver I know specifically. I don't know him personally, but his name is Drip Demon. I think he is the creator of Drip Set or whatever. I don't know all the details. But Drip experienced the same thing that everybody else experienced. So this isn't J. Lou crying or complaining and all this stupid stuff that they tried to paint it out to be. Like I said, this dude has got into it with every single waver on YouTube and Facebook. Wave got 19. He got into it with him. He got into it with Soul Seeker. He got into it with Sir Cruz. He got into it with PB. He got into it with Hurricane Henry. He got into it with Wavy Croc. He got into it with Nick Wavy. You can go down and like he's got into it with everybody. So when Drip comes into the scene, he gets into it with Drip. He's at the point to where he's like,
yo man, this dude is coming at me fine. Y'all trying to mute and boot me? What's going on?
It wasn't only on Elite Spins. It was also on WRL, which was a page I used to be an admin for. But I already told y'all the history on a previous video. So it wasn't just Elite Spins. It was also WRL, because all of these people are trying to appease one person because he has so many subscribers. So when you are in a community like that, why would you be a part of it where you don't even have a voice? You can't even speak back or defend yourself. It's childish. It's stupid. This person can talk. He can tear down. He can say anything he wants about you, and you got to just sit up there and take it just because he has a certain number of subscribers. In the real world, you will get stomped out for doing something like that. But social media has allowed people to feel like they can do and say whatever. That's why whenever I make these videos, it's always from a respectful standpoint. Because at the end of the day, I know people be looking for the slightest reason to try to test or do whatever they want to do. And being a professional, being somebody that works in corporate America, I have to make sure that what I'm putting out there, one of the things that I live by, and this is one of the things that I want every single person that may be young or whatever to grasp. When I first started working at my company, they said,
do not do anything that you wouldn't want on the front of the New York Times.
And that stuck with me because every single thing that I do, I keep that in the back of my mind. Okay, I'm reflecting this company, so therefore I need to move and treat people a certain type of way. Not because that's the right thing to do or because I'm being fake, but it's just simple, common decency. And the funny thing about this is this dude claims to be a Christian, but yet he does all these things. So in that same breath, if I'm a person representing a company and I have this kind of mindset, as a believer, you should have even a higher standard of saying,
you know what, I represent God. Why would I be doing this kind of stuff to his children? Quote unquote, my brothers and sisters.
The reason why this stuff goes on, like I said, people don't understand narcissism. They don't understand the levels of it. They don't understand how people they become narcissists. They don't understand any of that stuff, right? Narcissists, they can't see it. It's like if you tell a narcissist they're narcissist, they're gonna be like,
nah, man.
It's like if you call somebody a racist, they're triggered to say,
no, I'm definitely not racist.
Because that word has a negative connotation, right? So people don't want to be, they don't want to accept the negative about themselves. So when I said that the first time, this dude went on live talking about,
man, that dude made this video and he just made me look like a monster and all this stupid stuff.
When I did, you can go back and watch the first video if you want. He made himself look like that. Everything I showed in that video was things that he did, right? But I didn't put everything out there. I only put the stuff that was necessary. And you would think that if he really watched the first video, he wouldn't continue doing this same stuff. But that's one of the things about narcissists they can't control. Because it's like a block in their mental, they can't stop being that way, right? So after I made the Truth About the Weight Gain video, he ramped it up even more. I start dropping the truth about biotin. This dude went live on Facebook, and the only reason why I know about this is because somebody was like,
bro, Jeezy's live on Facebook, da 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 da, and it's his anniversary.
Wow, babe.
What?
You going live on our anniversary?
It's our anniversary.
I'm just playing.
Made for you and me. Young B, what's good? I see you in here. Travis Hinton, what's good? Anthony, what's good?
I made that video about biotin. This dude goes live. He's just chewing up biotin tablets or vitamins or whatever the case is.
I just want to put it out there. That's why I want to put the narrative out there, because there's a lot of narrative thrown out there about other things about me, which I feel like, let's just give it up for me one time. Dang, Jeezy. For real though. Let's just give it up for me one time, because I'll be spreading love. I'll be showing love to these waivers though, right? Like I'll be putting people on. Like, let's not get it twisted. Let's not get it twisted. I'm putting people on.
Most people don't even know, depending on the type of coating that's on the gummies that you eat for vitamins, not just biotin. That's one thing I did not want to go into in that video. But when you consume certain vitamins that have a certain coating, they produce estrogen in men. So I'm not surprised that he's acting this way, because he's ingesting all these gummies, thinking that this stuff is funny, ignoring his wife. This dude is so obsessed with me, he would go live just to ignore his wife.
You weird, buddy. You're weird.
You would think that was the only thing. That wasn't the only thing. I made a video about Bow Wow, the Red by Kiss stuff. This dude goes on Facebook and was like, the very next day goes on Facebook and is like,
yo man, these opportunities come to me like this all the time. Red by Kids trying to give me $5,000, but I'm not gonna do it. Man, I just create my own product and make more of it and da 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 da, right?
People on these wave pages, they are people pleasers.
Oh man, yeah, bro, you should do that.
Where is his product? They don't understand that the only reason why he's doing it is to try to throw shade towards me. But because I have a lot of people that love me, and the people that love me speak up about this, typically they get hated on, they get muted, and they get booted, right? So when I sit back and I'm like, bro, if you could really do that, forget that. If a company is willing to give you $5,000 and you care so much about this community that you're a part of, why not just simply put out a cheap and simple review, take the money, and you could give $100 away to the page. Oh, $100 out of $5,000 ain't nothing, right? But these people are so warped in their mind, they don't think about stuff like that. They want to appease his mindset and all of this silly stuff. And I sit back and I'm like, this is the reason why the wave game is not growing. So when these people are hating on me for no reason at all, of course, the videos that I made, including this one, is going to be made. Because what a lot of guys on these Facebook wave pages don't understand is they will be cool and they will dab up people that don't want them to win. These people want you to stay on the Facebook wave pages. They want you to stay on Instagram. They want you to constantly praise them and never turn around and do anything for you. I got to a point to where I was so tired of seeing people expect me to be loyal to people that wasn't loyal to me as well. I was loyal to people in WTBD that didn't give a damn about me. Then when the things start going on with the pages, when they booted, when they trashed Baldy's name, I was like, bro, like, these people don't, why am I in an environment where these people, they say that they care and they don't have respect. It's a false sense of respect. And a lot of times people will stay in those environments, but once you step out of it, you start seeing how much you can elevate and grow. So that's the reason why I left the pages, but it didn't stop there. I thought leaving the pages, I wouldn't have to deal with this stuff. I was like, all right, I'm gonna keep making my videos, I'm gonna keep doing my thing, I'm gonna stay in my lane. It didn't stop. It actually revved up even more, to the point to where, because I wasn't on the pages, the people that support me, when they chose to speak up on it, they start getting hated on. They start getting booted and kicked off pages. There was a young guy, I believe his name was Trillis Leroy. He was one of my supporters back in the day. He probably still is, right? He started trying to share and go in greater detail of the things that I introduced. He started getting targeted by Jeezy. Now keep in mind, Trillis is a young guy. He's not an adult. This dude Jeezy is damn near old. He's in his 30s, married with kids, picking on little kids on the pages, right? So when I hear about this kind of stuff, yeah, it pisses me off, but I'm like, man, you know what? I'm not about to fight for every single person on the pages when the admin should be controlling this kind of stuff. But it didn't stop with Trillis. It kept going on. It got to a point to where when I dropped the truth about the breast industry, this dude decided to go live again. One of my supporters reached out and was like,
yo man, why are you going live to hate on J. Lou and to say these things about J. Lou? If you don't care about him, take your own advice.
Because this dude literally said if he doesn't care about somebody, he won't talk about him.
Let me see. Y'all wonder why I don't never talk about nobody on my YouTube channel. I'm not giving you no light. I'm not about to bring the drama to my page. I'm not about to give you no type of light. And that's what people be wanting from me.
But this dude, Jeezy, continually talks and hates on me. And most people didn't understand, but I already knew. I was like, this dude is a narcissist. He won't stop talking about me. He has a Helga G. Pataki complex to where publicly he wants to.
Oh man, I hate that dude.
But secretly behind closed doors, he admire me. You don't focus on people if you don't have some kind of respect or love for. It's just the simple fact he can't beat me. He can't speak as freely as I can. Because when he speaks publicly, it's always you got to put somebody down. He got to try to make fun of somebody. The thing that really drove me over and what made me want to make this video is he started targeting my homeboy, especially on his name. Instead of keeping things wave related, like I told you guys, when I ran for most petty on the pages, I kept everything wave related, right? I didn't target nobody on a personal level or anything like that. This dude started targeting my homeboy on a personal level to the point to where he started making fun of his name. Now my friend, his last name is Toby. And he started doing all of this stuff like Toby and trying to do the whole roots scenario.
What's your name? Toby. Hey, Toby. My name is Toby. Toby. Get out of here, man. You should immediately come up with a wave name. Yeah, I'm gonna make you hate me. You should immediately come up with a wave name. Edward Toby.
But the funny thing is, like I say, this dude claims to be a Christian. He fails to realize that, what does Toby mean? I Googled it. It says Toby is a popular, usually male name in English-speaking countries. The name is from the Middle English vernacular form of Tobias. Tobias itself is in the Greek transliteration of Hebrew, which translate good is Yahweh, which means God is good. So you trying to clown somebody because his name is Toby, and what a lot of people fail to realize and y'all overlook is Jeezy constantly tries to belittle people of black culture. I didn't want to speak on this on the first Truth About the Wave Game video, but there's a lot of things in the barber industry that he's done. I don't want to get too much into it, but when the whole situation with Game Changer happened, There is a reason why he tried to downplay what Game Changer does, because that's what narcissists do. They try to downplay others' accomplishments and try to glorify their efforts. And he would say things like,
He's implying that he's the greatest, but he's only cutting coarse hair.
when the reality is Game Changer serves his community. His community reflects the people that come into his shop. So it's not the fact that he cannot cut those kind of people hair, but this was another opportunity for him to try to downplay him on a colorist level. Even with the WTVD situation, when they came into the picture at the time period, I was like, yo man, even though these people have some type of way about me on the page, I was like, yo, it's good for the game that y'all do this. Finally, we need to have more stuff, more like things like this, right? Because I've always put my ego to the side. Even though these people be gossiping about me, talking about me, if I see something that's good for the wave community, it's good for everybody because we are an ecosystem. But the sad thing is, if you go back and watch that video, he's constantly making little jokes about them and saying, y'all do this, da 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 da, trying to put them down. And people wonder,
Why didn't you show up? Why did you turn?
why would I show up to a place and be made fun of? That's stupid. And people literally try to say things like, oh,
You was dumb for turning the collab down. You could have grown, blah blah blah.
all of these dudes on WTBD kept going to his shop multiple times. Where's their growth on their channels? They making all these collab videos using his name all the time. So in hindsight, like I always say, people really live in this mindset of,
Oh, this person has so many subscribers.
and y'all glorify, put people on pedestals. And I sat back and I was like, bro, this is because of my homeboy, because he made fun of him. I was like, bro, this dude, I got to a point to where I was conflicted because I sat back, I was like, bro, this dude claims to be a Christian, but yet he continually comes against me and does all this stuff unnecessary. He continually does this against other people as well.
Last thing I want to say, I want to have a white background as I say this, so I can look holy, okay, and sanctified, okay, when I say this. J. Lou.
To where I built a form of hatred. I'm not afraid to admit that. I hated this dude because this stuff is unnecessary. The wave game can be way bigger than what it is. But whenever I was conflicted at that point in time period, it got to a point to where one of the things that I learned as a kid was there's 30 to 31 days in a month, right? And in the book of Proverbs, there's 31 chapters in the book of Proverbs. And I had a pastor that told me as a kid,
If you read the book of Proverbs, if you read a proverb a day, you would have read the book of Proverbs 12 times within a year.
so when I start going through and reading the book of Proverbs again, just in that time period of me being away from the pages and really just trying to get my mindset right, because when you're in a community where people are hating on you, doing all this, it can get you in a negative mind state. And that's where I was, and I would make these little comments on videos. And when I look back at some of this stuff, I'm like, bro, now I got to get this stuff out so moving forward, I don't ever feel like I have to say anything like that, right? But I found peace in knowing that the hatred that I felt, it was justified. Because there's a proverb, it's Proverbs 6. I'm going to go ahead and read it to you guys. It goes from 12 to 19. But I specifically want to focus on Proverb 6 verses 16 through 19. It says, these things the Lord hates. Yes, 7 are an abomination to him. Now, whenever you read through that, when it says 7 are abomination, it means the 7th one is an abomination. It doesn't mean all of them are abomination, right? And I'm not trying to make this religious, but because this dude claims to be a Christian, this is where we're about to go to. Let's read what these things say. First one, a proud look.
Let's just give it up for me one time. Dang, Jeezy. For real though. Let's just give it up for me one time.
Second one, a lying tongue. Within the first Truth About the Wave Game video, I showed you and proved with his own words how much this dude lies, right? The third one, hands that shed innocent blood. Now this one is specifically talking about murder, but this could be interpreted as people doing things against people that have no business. There's been several people that have been targeted in the wave community for no reason, right? The fourth one, a heart that devises wicked plans. I'm gonna get into that shortly. The fifth one says, feet that are swift to run into evil. Anytime there's any sense of drama, this dude is the first one to show up on the scene, to go live.
Let me get my brush. The sun went down today. Oh my goodness. I'm here strictly for the drama right now, okay? It's some drama on the page right now. It's some nonsense that I've seen. I gotta talk about it.
The sixth one says, a false witness who speaks lies. I proved that on the first video, this dude tried to do a product review to make it seem as if this product is so great, when he didn't even use the product like that. He didn't have it long enough to be able to tell people. And even with the brush king situation, with the flat versus curved brushes, he purposely lied on the use of those brushes simply because he wanted to, right? And then we get to the seventh thing. What is the seventh thing that God sees as an abomination? One who sows discord among brethren. I want you guys to sit and think about that. One who sows discord among brethren or brothers, or you can just say the community. Now, people may try to see as
oh man, J. Lou, come on, bro. Like you reaching.
There was a time period on Facebook where he went live and people were saying,
yo man, when you gonna pass the torch? You should pass the torch. You should do what Soul Seeker did.
Because if you guys don't understand, I remember specifically when Soul Seeker got into it with Wave Got 19, there was a video where when I say I wanted 10,000 subscribers, that was my goal. Most of you guys don't know why that was the ballpark. It was because at that time period, Soul Seeker channel only had 10,000 subscribers. And when he made this video, he goes into the detail. You can watch the whole thing, but he goes into the detail of saying that I'm finally at the #1 spot.
It's just celebration time, man. Back on top. YouTube, 360 Waves, most subscribed.
Right? Because Wave Got 19 was beefing with him and doing all this stupid stuff. But at the end of that video, he gave a shout out to Sir Cruz. And at the time period, that wasn't even his name. Sir Cruz didn't even know who he was going to be on YouTube. But he gave a shout out and a salute. That was considered like a passing of the torch, right? And there was another time period later where he kept making videos and shouting Sir Cruz and Jeezy out. And that's what a lot of people in the community, that's what they were referencing when they said,
hey, when you gonna pass the torch? Da-da-da-da-da.
Now, I was not present on this live at first, but people start saying,
man, you should pass it to J. Lou. Da-da-da-da-da.
So then people start tagging me.
Hey, jump into the live stream, bro. I feel like he should pass the torch to you.
I commented specifically, bro, I'm not looking for a torch to be passed to me, right? Because I already knew what was going on. He continued to say,
nah, I don't feel like I'm not gonna pass it to nobody because nobody passed it to me.
Right? The reality is, at the end of that live stream, or in some part of that live stream, he starts admitting to the fact that after all these years, he's purposely created beef and drama amongst people. Quote unquote, sowed discord amongst his brethren. And you guys sit up here and y'all hate on me for defending myself as a man. Everything that we do as an influencer, if you have some kind of income coming in, is for our families. Why would I be brushing my hair for hours rather than trying to find a stream of income? The Bible even says that people love to say,
oh man, seven, 8 streams.
I don't even know that that's a biblical principle. And I'm not trying to be too preachy on this video. The only reason why I'm going down this route is because this dude claims to be a believer. So YouTube is a stream of income for me. So why would you try to hate and try to prevent my stream of income when I purposely try to stay in my own lane? But like I say, I felt justified after reading these things and reminding myself, yeah, bro, like if God hates these things, there's no reason for me to feel bad about feeling that way. I got to a point to where I said, man, you know what? I'm not going to allow somebody to have my energy like that, right? I no longer feel that kind of way. I don't even feel bad. I'm at the point to where I feel bad more so for the people who are not aware of this kind of stuff, and people that continually seek approval from people that don't want you to be anywhere near their level. They want you to be at the bottom. There's a quote where they say, if you put people on a pedestal, don't be surprised when they treat you like peasants. And it's a lot of people in these Facebook pages, y'all satisfied getting treated as peasants, getting breadcrumbs, when these people are constantly stunting on you with their lifestyles. So for me, the reason why I always said, bro, I don't do YouTube for the money, wasn't because it wasn't only for the money. That's a small fraction of it. YouTube doesn't pay you anything that you're worth as a content creator. But because I was focused on Forex and learning how to trade, I said I could use that money to be able to fund my account and get to the point to where I don't have to do YouTube. And I got to that point. Within the time period that this guy has been hating on me and doing all this stuff like that, I've started 2 businesses. The one thing I do want to say is, it's funny because people constantly hit me up. Please, after this video, do not hit me up. I may block you for hitting me up and asking me to go into more detail or anything about this video, right? Because I'm sick and tired of hearing about it. But it got to a point to where when he decided to cut his hair, of course, everybody in the community made a big deal out of it.
Oh man, he just scalped, da 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 da.
I had a homeboy when I first dropped the Truth About the Wave Game video. I shared it with him. He know who he is. My homeboy lives in Cali too. I said, hey man, I want to know your thoughts. He said,
bro, this is an ether.
He was like,
bro, what is your goal behind this?
And I said, my goal is to simply tell my story. Because a lot of people live in this false sense of humility. Oh,
I'm not gonna tell my story. There's so many people who lives would be destroyed if I share my story, and I'm not gonna share it.
And I'm like, bro, like, so you allow yourself to be treated like crap and to receive lesser than because you have this ego or pride? No, it's not. You're a coward. For me, I would never allow somebody to tell my story or to paint me in a certain type of way and just take it when I know I'm trying to provide for my family. Now that I have a fiance, things hit different. That's one reason why moving forward after this, I'm not about to be addressing this stuff, but peep game, going back to when he cut his hair, everybody was talking about it. Everybody,
hey yo, what's up, da 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 da.
I told my homeboy, I said, yo, I'll give this dude 6 months to a year before he cracks. And my homeboy, he knows, he'll remember this when he sees this video. I said, give him 6 months to a year before he cracks. Tell me why you all think that he cut his hair because he needed a break. That was not the case. When he started hating on my friend Edward, whose last name is Toby, that was the day before. The sad thing about him doing this stuff to Edward is it got to a point where he said,
bro, why you weighing in on this? Show your face.
My homeboy got on screen. He said,
hey man, you don't even have waves.
Edward, you don't have waves, bro. You can't talk. We can't be on the same live together. You don't even have waves.
He bashed my homeboy and started making fun of his name because he didn't have waves, so he felt he shouldn't have had an opinion. But then guess what? The very next day, what does he do? Scalp his hair. And what day did he decide to scalp his hair and upload? It was exactly a year after I made the Truth About the Wave Game video. So when I tell you guys Prophet Lou is coming through, that's what I mean by this. Anything that I speak will come to existence. I know it for a fact. My whole life has been built around that. I'm not cocky about that. I just know who I am. I know the purpose that God has on my life. And because of everything that I went through, a lot of times people don't have the fortitude or the resilience to persevere through the things that they've gone through. I thank God that He gave me, that He put me in situations to where I had to deal with narcissists before I got to this clown right here, because it didn't break my spirit. And I kept my goal and I kept my focus. It got to the point to where not only have I been able to do monthly giveaways to several people within my academy that I created to be able to teach people how to make more money, but Now my students are starting to pass these prop firm challenges. They're starting to make money for themselves. And I say all of that to say, I went through all of the stuff that I went through, persevered through it. And now for the rest of my life, I'm in a way better position than other people would imagine. Because people think that subscribers count. There's one thing that I live by, and it's simple: finances over followers. I never cared about having more subscribers than more money that I have in my bank account. And one thing I can confidently say is I always had more money in my bank account than the amount of subscribers that I have. So moving forward, when things start taking off and the stuff, it's not a flex. It's just simply to show you all to stay focused on your purpose. Learn how to identify these different people and who they are in your life. Figure out who are the narcissists so you can know how to move and interact with these people, because you will have to. You may have a boss that's a narcissist. You may have a parent that's a narcissist. You may have a sibling. You may have friends. And you have to figure out how to deal with these people if you're going to be successful in this world, because they're not going anywhere. The reality is, the better and better you get at being able to identify these things and these people, and you know how to navigate and move in a room full of snakes, like Jay-Z once said, then you know how to elevate above them. And that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to make this video, is to let you guys know that sub counts don't matter. Y'all look at my YouTube sub count. Bro, I'm at a point to where I think I'm almost at 60,000 subscribers. There's people with less subscribers than me interviewing boxers and celebrities and things of that nature. So the one thing I really want people to focus, stop comparing people. People that be telling me,
oh man, you ain't got as many subs.
I'm like, bro, you don't have nowhere near subs as mine. Why are you worried about comparing me to other people? Because I don't compare myself to other people. It's like people want to live through somebody else. So they want to live through the fact that this one guy has this many million subscribers or whatever the case is. And because I'm friends with him, what does that do? You can't drive his car. You can't live in his house. You can't spend his money. So why are you worried about it? But that's the wave game. And that's the wave pages. It's filled with a whole bunch of dudes that waves are supposed to be for women. But nowadays, dudes is chasing other dudes for fame and for all this stupid stuff. So I'm not sad about leaving the pages. Honestly, I don't even care anymore how much the wave game grows, because I've never put myself in the wave game. I've always focused on making things for the natural hair community, which encompasses waves. That's one reason why my channel has been able to grow the way that it has been. But with that being said, I know this is a heavy video. Make sure you hit the like button if you like it. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. It's not a promise that I'm gonna get to them. I'm at a point now to where I don't have as much time as I used to have. I used to read every single comment. The day that I stopped responding to everybody was the day that I dropped the Truth About the Wave Game video. Because the amount of the reception that came from that video was way greater than I was used to receiving. And I was like, bro, besides having trolls that come into my page saying F you and I'm gonna fight you and all this stupid stuff, I just got to the point and said, nah, bro, my time is valuable. So if you want to connect, the one thing I always say is respect my time. Don't hit me up and say, hey, can I ask you a question? If you have a question, just ask it directly. Because if you ask me, hey, can I ask you a question? I'm going to delete it. I want you guys to understand, moving forward in my future videos, I'm going to start making videos that will help young men become better men. Because these videos like this, no matter how this dude is going to feel after watching this video, I don't care. Things like this needs to be put on forefront. Back in the day, when somebody was moving foul, it was put on forefront so that it would be stopped. When the civil rights movement was going on, they didn't allow foolishness like this to happen. But because we live in this clout era or this internet generation or whatever you want to call it, everybody wants to overlook the things that are bad and glorify them just because the people that's doing them have more subscribers, more likes, more followers, or whatever the case is. I'm not that type of person. I love my community. I'm not about to put somebody down within the black community because they have kinky hair or because their name is similar to a name off of Roots, or for whatever reason. That's stupid. And it's time for things to be better, but sadly, I already know how people gonna respond. So with that being said, it's your boy J. Lou. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Salute!
I ain't gon' lend your ear cause it's about to go down. J. Lou waves clean like chlorine. And they sitting sideways but I don't sip lean. Ace time spitting flames, no gasoline. And my waves chopping harder than a guillotine. Being slept on and counted out more than once. But I stay dropping heat for over 12 months. When lames copy gear blasted like 12 blunts.